Hey everyone, robbiejaybone here, and in this video we're going to talk about some breath warm-ups as well as a specific breathing technique. So in the first part of this video we talked about some principles that are underlying the breath and some education around the breath, which can be very helpful to set the framework for what we're sharing in this video, which is more the practices. So I'm going to be just sharing 4 main practices for warming up, and these warm-ups can be done for anything. You can do it before you meditate, you can do it before yoga, you can do it before exercising. They're just good for opening up the body. They're also really good before any breathwork practice, and specifically they're intended for the practice that I'll be sharing in this video, which is called the baby's breath. And so just to give some context as to what that breathwork is. So the baby's breath is how we naturally breathe when we're babies. So the body has an intelligence, the body knows, and it's born knowing how to breathe. Now, throughout our life, we get all these conditionings, we get these things called trauma and pain and all this stuff that kind of accumulates in the system and gunks stuff up. And so at some point, we no longer breathe the way nature intended, and this can snowball throughout our life. So the way a baby breathes is if you were to hold a baby with its hold it like this, with its butt in your hands and your head and its head like this, it will actually breathe from the bottom of the perineum at the bottom of the pelvic floor, and it'll pull down from there, which then pulls down, like we talked about in the last video, pulls down this diaphragm and the main diaphragm and pulls all that down, which opens the lungs and expands the chest outward, not this way, but to the side, right? So it's pulling down, filling the baby's belly, filling our belly, massaging all the internal organs, which is really good for all the internal organs, and creates a full deep breath. And so that's the baby's breath, and we want to stimulate that and simulate that. And to do that, we need to warm up. So the warm-ups are very simple. Now, I'm going to be doing them. I'm active, I'm young, I'm healthy, so I don't know your state of health, so please use discernment. If you have any sort of past injuries, current injuries, weak parts in the body, please do this slowly at first, because we don't want you to pull anything or hurt yourself doing these practices. So first of all, the first practice is called a throwdown. And so I'll just show you really quick. Breathing in and out. So you can do it like full, like that, or just like this, or you can do it really slow, just like really gentle. Once again, depending on your body, depending where you're at. So, and while you're doing this, imagine that you have a backpack. And imagine within that backpack are a bunch of rocks and baggage. Mostly stuff that's not even yours. Emotions, mental thoughts, all this stuff we pick up. And imagine you're grabbing it and throwing it. Throwing it out of that backpack, all that emotional, mental debris and burdens that we pick up. And once again, just relaxing your shoulders as you do this. So the idea is to relax and release tension in your shoulders. You can also give them a bit of a rub and a massage, especially if you're not able to fully do this move. You can also just rub them and massage them and intend to let all that stuff go. So once again, you're watching this video, so you're just probably doing it with me right now. If you were to do this on your own, 30 seconds to a minute is plenty each day to help just release any tension here. So once we've done that, now take a deep breath and try to breathe down into your belly. And just notice how that feels, right? Notice if it's cleared stuff up or if there's still some tension. Now the next move are side bends. And so breathing in, and you're wanting to spread out your rib basket so that it's kind of spreading out an accordion. And breathing in, and that's releasing all the tension between your rib cage, your rib basket. And the movement is more from here. You're not really like trying to bend from the hip or from the lower back, because that can stretch it out, and it's just not where the movement's coming from. It's more, so on that side, side bends. Breathing in and out, back to center. Breathing in and out, back to center. Breathing in and out, back to center. Once again, doing it, if this is feeling good, like just doing this much, perfect. If you're really flexible like me, maybe you're going all the way there. It also depends. Are you doing this first thing in the morning? If so, you're probably a bit more tight. Are you doing this at the end of your day? Maybe you're tight from sitting at the desk all day. So once again, know your own limits with it. About 30 seconds to a minute is all it takes. So now taking a few deep breaths and just, once again, feeling, how does that feel? Notice how, once again, the breath, we're wanting to breathe down and expand your lungs through the rib basket this way. It's not about, that's not how we're breathing. We're breathing down, which naturally kind of, as the lungs fill, will push out sideways. So once again, reprogramming our idea about breathing. So next we're going to do some abdominal massage. So starting with the solar plexus, right here. So there's a bone here, and then your rib cage comes down. So this bone is called the xiphoid process, kind of a strange name. But you're going just below that bone in the soft area there. And massaging, but also being gentle, right? You're not wanting to like dig in there too deep. You're just wanting to release any tension. Notice, is it sensitive? Is it tough? Just go and listen to your body. And massaging there, you're wanting to use the pads of your finger. So it's like a general massage. You're not trying to dig in necessarily. It's just general massage, releasing any tension in the solar plexus. And then starting to expand out, going down in circles, going a bit wider around the abdomen, once again, all below the rib cage, and going around in these little circles and bigger circles. So you're kind of doing a little circle that's actually culminating in a bigger circle. And then you can start to go down and go under the rib cage here where the liver is, over to where the spleen is, down here where the bladder is and where the colon, kind of, you have the ascending colon going up, and then the transverse colon going across, the descending colon going down. So once again, just massaging all in there. Breathing deeply, releasing any tension. Noticing if there's any soft spots or sensitive spots, being extra gentle. And just massaging all up in there. Once again, this is about relaxing. If you notice yourself tensing up, try to relax at the shoulders. And we're just massaging all in there. This is also absolutely amazing if you have any kind of digestive issues, sluggishness, constipation, etc. This will really help to just bring blood flow and movement to this area. So now that we've done this, you can take the pads of your finger and dig in just a little bit gently at the solar plexus and swipe down below the rib cage. Going a few times. So you want to put a bit of a swiping action to help release any tension. And then do the same here, about 3 finger widths below your belly button, right at the navel there, and going to the side. So I'm doing this standing up because it just logistically is the easiest. That being said, it can be much nicer actually to do it laying down. So this is something that's great to do, for example, right before bed or when you first wake up. So it's good for overall health. So now taking a deep breath and trying to breathe down into your stomach and just notice any shifts. Notice how it's open a little bit more. If you've got any tension in your shoulders, dropping your shoulders. Just noticing that shift. And so next, you're going to be breathing into your pelvic floor, which is also the perineum, which is that strip of kind of land, so to speak, between your anus and your genitals. It's commonly used in Taoist practices as a breathing point, as an energy point. It's a very important energy point in the body, and people often hold a lot of tension here. And so, there's kind of this term like being a tight ass, right? So there's a literal tightness that can be held in the perineum, which tends to kind of keep us up here, right? Where we want to relax down into that space and really be present in our body. So in order to breathe into and relax this space, it can be helpful to do a squat or to hold your knees up to your legs. So I'm just going to go over to the couch here, kind of show you from a distance. So whatever is comfortable with your body. So one way to do it is to go just squatting, right? And taking a few deep breaths and breathing down into the perineum, into your pelvic floor. And as you breathe, try to open it. So it's like extending down and pushing down all those muscles. Now another way to do this, if you don't feel strong enough or it's uncomfortable to squat, you can also gently hold your knees close to your chest, just really relaxed and just breathing in there and breathing into that pelvic floor. You can also tap on the perineum and on the tailbone and the sacrum area to help get some energy flow and some blood flow there. So once again, doing that 30 seconds to a minute. And that's really the warm-up. It's very simple. So we've got 4 steps, right? And you can do this in less than 5 minutes. Very simple, really good therapeutically for the whole system. And so as I'm showing you this, just take a few deep breaths and notice the shift now. Try to breathe deeply into that perineum, pulling down into the pelvic floor, into the hips, into your root, and just feel how that is a shift in your breath. And so the 4 movements, very simple, right? We have the throwdowns. We have, I'll show you from this angle too. You can cross your arms as well a few times. We have the side bends, breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. We have the abdominal massage, starting with the solar plexus, going all around. And then we have the squat, or the knees to the chest, and breathing into the perineum. Very simple, very profound. And so then we have the baby's breath. So once again, the baby's breath is very simple. You've basically been doing it now. So it can be helpful to do, I'm gonna stand, that being said, it can be very helpful to do this seated or squatting in that squatting position or laying down. So you can basically do it any way you want. Generally, the most comfortable ways to do it is laying down, with either just straight laying down or holding your knees close to your chest, or sitting in a chair. And so if you do sit in a chair, you'll want to make sure your hips are higher than your knees, just ever so slightly. And you want to sit on the chair so that you're kind of at the lip of the chair with a straight spine. And you want to make sure to breathe so that your perineum is actually not being placed on the chair, that it's actually hanging off the chair. And you basically just do that deep baby's breath, breathing in, filling at the bottom all the way to the top, breathing out. And as you breathe in, you're pulling down with the diaphragm, down into the perineum. So the breath actually starts in the perineum, filling up through the abdomen. When it gets to the chest, expanding out, and then breathing out. And keep doing this. Do it so that there's no more pauses between breathing in and breathing out. So you'll be breathing in, filling up from the perineum, filling up, like imagining like a basin of water, filling up, starting at the bottom, filling up. When it gets to the lungs, filling out from the side, and then right away, as soon as it feels full, breathing out. Now, what's very important is breathe into what's comfortable. Okay, we're not trying to fill up like and get to like 100% capacity. No. We're just trying to do what's naturally filling to your lungs. You don't have to go beyond that. So it needs to be natural, organic. This is meant to be soothing, relaxing. And doing this breath for 5 to 10 minutes every day can have tremendous benefit for anxiety. It can help to balance your body and revitalize your body with healthy breaths. So once again, doing the 4 warm-ups and then breathing deeply into the perineum, breathing up, filling yourself to the lungs and then breathing out, and trying to do that slowly so that you get down to like 4 breaths per second, or sorry, not per second. That'd be crazy. That would not be slow at all. That would be crazy fast. 4 breaths per minute. So if you have any questions, please leave a comment below or contact me and I'm happy to support further. And also just want to give thanks to Dr. Morris, who developed this technique and who I learned from a man named Teo Semko. So shout out to those amazing teachers on the path. Thank you for watching. Have a beautiful day.